Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. The snow is melted, which is awesome. It's in the 60s. Tomorrow it might hit 72. So beautiful day out here. I want to talk about a subject that I've been thinking about. It pertains to people say, well, when the crap hits the fan, I'm coming to your house. What is your relationship going to be to these people? Now, some you're going to say, no way, because you don't know them or you don't like them or they're lazy. But there are people that are going to come. Or you might have relationships with other families, and the plan is that they're going to come to your house and you're going to group together and survive, protect your property for whatever the reason of the chaos, be it economic, be it EMP, be it whatever, you're going to join together. The question I have is, what is the relationship of all these people together? Or it might be a situation where we have an economic collapse or whatever crisis, and people are in need, and you have the resources to take care of some. In return, they're going to work for you. What's that relationship? And I'm going back in history and looking at plantations in the South, and that was definitely slaves. Now, is it going to turn out in a worst case event that you show up, you have some skills, or you have a great strong back and people need you, and what is the relationship going to be? Room and board? Are they going to pay you? Or is it just going to be, hey, we're going to feed you and you're going to sleep in the barn and you're going to be happy? And in some cases, people might be all over that, just getting even only 2 meals a day, and a place to lay down and some sense of safety. To us now, you probably are saying that ain't worth it. Work all day, 12 hours a day. Would those people at first be just farm workers or hauling wood, hauling water? Would they be trusted with a firearm? So these are some of the questions. So I looked at sharecroppers. Sharecroppers in the 1930s, there was a lot of sharecroppers because it was an economic collapse. There wasn't a lot of credit available for farmers. So people had time, they didn't have money. Some people had land. So there was 5.5 million white tenant farmers, and there was approximately about 3 million black tenant farmers. So they used this. A sharecropper is a little different than a tenant farmer. A tenant farmer is one that farms the land, but usually has his own mule and equipment and some basic supplies. A sharecropper usually is one that has nothing. You have to get everything from the owner of the land. So there's definitely a difference. And what is going to be your agreement? Say they don't have anything. They come to your gate with nothing, so they don't have equipment. What is going to be your agreement to them? Maybe you'll rent the land to them, but if they don't have any resources to pay you, what is it going to be? Maybe you pay them a fixed amount, be it in supplies, be it in gold, silver, Federal Reserve notes, and you guys split the crops. There's going to be a lot of ways to do that, but if you have families coming to your location, you need to talk about it. What is the actual agreement? This is hitting hard to me because I had families that were going to come here. Some of the families were preppers, and some of the other people that were coming were loved ones of the preppers. And they weren't doing anything for me. Absolutely nothing was going to be done by them prior. But their attitude was, well, when we get there, we'll all work together. I've been working for 18 years here. Now granted, when I was in the military, it was off and on. This wasn't full time. But I've put thousands of hours in here. My son has put thousands of hours in. So having the attitude of family people, where people are going to come and say, hey, when the crap hits the fan, we'll all work together, we'll pitch in, we'll make a pot of stew, and we'll all share. That would work if everyone was doing that from day one. But to just show up and then have that attitude, that's why I'm talking about this. No, you're not going to be equal with me. And that's why we need to talk about what is going to be the arrangements. How are we going to divide the work up, divide the resources up? So, if you don't have a place to go, Are you going to turn into a sharecropper? Are you going to turn into a tenant farmer? A tenant farmer's much better than a sharecropper if you look at history, because they had some equipment. They had the mule. So I don't know what mine is. I have another family coming, and then I have some relatives that I love a lot, so that's a little different story. Let's talk about, I have some awesome friends that have awesome retreats. Let's hypothetically say they have to leave their retreat and they come here. I think we're dealing with a different animal. If they leave their retreat, we need to have agreements with them. An agreement that says, your retreat is awesome. You've spent all the time and money developing it. My retreat is awesome. I've spent time and money. So worst case event happens and you have to bug out, that no fault of your own. If you come here, what am I going to give you? For some of my friends, I'm going to bend over backwards. I'm going to give them everything I can. I'm not going to treat them like a sharecropper or tenant. I will treat them better than that. And hopefully they would treat me better than that, because we're all doing the same thing. We're working our butts off preparing and learning skills. But if someone comes that hasn't put the time in, you could be a sharecropper. You could be here. Why should I give you a vote? You have no skin in the game. You haven't put the effort in. So you have no vote. You're gonna be a sharecropper. You're gonna work all day as hard as I do. You're gonna get some food. You're gonna have a place to sleep. So my whole plan is, talk to families. If you got families coming to you, what are they thinking? They might think, well, they don't work much at your retreat now or your homestead, but when they come, they're gonna be full partners, because we're in a prepper group. You need to sit down and talk to them and say, hey, I've put thousands of hours in this place, and yeah, you might have worked 20 or 30 hours helping me do this or that, but you're not a full partner. You could become a full partner, maybe because if you have extra money, you can help do projects that way if you don't have the time. But people come to your place, they need to know, hey, you got no say in it really, unless you put time in now. And you're going to be a sharecropper. You're going to work, and you might not be a slave, but your life is not going to be as good. So the whole thing boils down to this. Have your own place. Live in a community that have so many preppers in there, you can support each other. Because no one wants to be a tenant farmer. No one wants to be a sharecropper. And if you look at third world countries that are in economic deprivation, people are slaves. They're barely making it. If they work all day and get a little bit of food, they're happy. So start thinking about this if you have a group. Are we all equal? Are we not equal? Talk about it. Thanks for watching.